last year, and how much has it changed coming into this year?
Yeah, well, I think last year you look at it, and I mean the same as this year. I mean, getting the third and long, third and medium, and Coach Mart's going to come with some exotic blitz, some an exotic defense. That's one thing that we see a lot from Coach Muschamp as well each day at practice. So yeah, I mean it's a lot of the same stuff, a lot of new players on defense. So we got to be ready for whatever they throw at us.
Jake, what's your earliest memory of the Georgia-Carolina rivalry, and what does it mean, taking yourself out of it? What does it mean to you?
Oh, man. Earliest memory, I mean, growing up, just watching, I mean, I don't necessarily remember one specific time, but, it's a big deal to a lot of people, and it's a big deal to us as a team, us as a fan base. But for us, we got to prepare the same way each and every week, and we can't get too hyped up or too wrapped up in the hype around the game. Obviously, we know who we're playing, and they're a great team, and we just got to prepare the right way and go out there and execute on Saturday.
Jake, what advice would you give freshmen playing in this game for the first time about what to expect, the atmosphere, just to make sure that they're able to keep calm?
Yeah. That's the main thing, is just stay composed throughout the whole game and to not get rattled by situations or the crowd or anything. I mean, obviously it's our crowd, so it makes it a little easier for a freshman to come in and play, knowing that you're at home. But I mean, Georgia's going to make a play. They're going to make plays the whole game. I mean, they're a great team. So just to keep battling, have a so what now what mentality, and just move on to the next play.
Jake, what can you guys take away last week from Coastal, knowing that Georgia is a completely different beast?
Yeah, I mean, I think they are a different team, but you can still take a lot of good away from Coastal and use that this week. I think the way we were able to move the ball and execute effectively is a positive. Obviously, it's going to be a better defense. Nothing against Coastal, but Georgia's got a lot of great players, so we got to execute even better. And just continue to build on what we did last week.
When you're making a throw, how cognizant are you of the specific cornerback that may be in where you're throwing the ball?
Yeah, I mean, going into a game, you may think about it like, we don't want to attack this guy on this certain route because he plays it pretty well. But for the most part, just going out there and playing. I think the biggest thing, if a corner's a little shorter, we have Brian or Trey out there. That's the biggest thing I see. But as far as shying away from a corner altogether, not so much.
Georgia's got a guy who's highly regarded. Do you get the sense that Debo gets excited by that and kind of wants to prove himself against guys of that ilk?
Yeah, I mean, it's a challenge for him. It's a challenge for our whole receiving corps. And they're excited for it, and I'm sure he's excited to go against them. It's going to be fun to watch.
One more, sorry. Based on one game of experience, how much do you think the tempo is going to improve the running game, specifically against teams like a Georgia that have a really good defensive line?
Yeah. That's one of the biggest things that we've talked about as an offense is the faster you go, the more they're going to be out of position, and the bigger lanes they're going to be able to run the football. And especially going fast in a second and one, third and one situation, just trying to get the first down is big for our running backs. Big for our offensive line to just stay on the tracks and just move whatever guy's in their way. And I think it's helped them a lot.
Jake, how are the snaps today in practice? And have you talked with Donnell since Saturday about, hey, don't worry about it, try to encourage him?
Yeah. And during the game, you got to be careful with necessarily saying something to a center because you don't want to say, Donnie, get him higher or something, and he fly one, over my head or something. So, but we talked about it, and he knew what was happening too, but he wasn't trying to mess up either. So we got it fixed today, a lot better today. And he was just saying that it was getting kind of wet, I guess just humid or whatever. But yeah, we worked on it, and they were fine today.
With the athleticism on the interior of the offensive line, does that give y'all more options offensively, be it in the screen game or pulling guards or something like that?
Oh, for sure. I mean, getting them out there. 300-pound guys that can run pretty fast. I mean, you watch Donnell, get up to the third level and then turn around and block a guy last week. I mean, that's something you don't see a lot. I mean, just athleticism, but just awareness as well to know where guys are going to be on the field and where the play's supposed to go and who they're supposed to get. But yeah, I guess definitely getting them out in space and letting our fast guys run behind them. Yeah, it was just a screen. Oh, Rico's touchdown. Just a screen.
Jake, in these big games, do you feel like taking care of the football takes on added importance, or do you need to take some chances to make some big plays happen? And how do you approach that when you play these big games where the defenses are a little bit better?
Well, definitely. I think it's definitely more important to take care of the football in big games because you don't want to give them an opportunity to get an easy touchdown. I think that kind of goes back to winning field position. Especially if you're on your side of the 50 and something bad happens, it's never good because it gives them an easy opportunity to get points. So just it's going to be very important this week to take care of the ball, and if it's third and long and it's not there, just throw it away. If we punt, we punt. I mean, we got a defense that's a great defense. So just let them make a play and take care of the ball.
Jake, what makes this defense under Kirby Smart so effective and hard to go against?
I think just how multiple they are. I mean, you look at it, they can go from 4 down to odd, 1 high, 2 high. I mean, really just change it up. And just intelligent guys on that side of the ball for them. They do a great job of coaching them up on where to be and how to disguise things defensively. They got D linemen just anchored down in there and make it hard to run the ball. So got to find ways to get the ball in space and attack them any way we can.
Jake, I know that you said you're approaching this game the same way you have with other games, but just given the history between these two programs and the fact that you guys haven't beaten them in a few years, how big would it be for this program to make a statement here at home and beat a team that's one of the best teams in the country?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it would be a statement to come out here and win. But if we're going to do that, we've got to prepare the right way. And that's the big thing that we've talked about all week is Tuesday, focusing on Tuesday, and then Wednesday, focusing on Wednesday, and then, so forth throughout the week, and then focusing on Saturday when it gets here. So if we're going to have a chance to win, we got to prepare the right way and have a great practice like we did today throughout the whole week.
What do you feel the pistol stuff and the outside zone stuff that you guys added in kind of adds and brings to this offense?
Yeah, I think it's just an added dimension that's hard to stop. I mean, the outside zone, linemen do a great job of working it. Running backs do a great job of being patient and seeing the hole, where to hit it. All summer and fall camp, Coach Wolf has really just drilled out the outside zone into our linemen and really just perfected how to run it. They're still working on it, each day, and the running backs are getting more comfortable with it. It definitely gives us just an added feature.
Jake, how much can you learn from an opponent when you're watching game footage when they're up by 20, 30 points and they're playing backups? Can you take anything from that? And do you go back to last year's tape against Georgia and look at that as well?
Oh, definitely. We definitely went back to last year. But I think one thing when you have the second string, the backups in, they are more simple, and you may get a better feel of what their basic core fundamental defense is. Obviously, with the older guys, they're going to disguise it more. But with the younger guys, the backups, you definitely get more of a sense of what they do, down to their core.
Jake, last year you guys didn't have Bryson on defense, Debo on offense. It seemed like it was kind of a later game, kind of later in the schedule for the Georgia-Carolina game. So I'm wondering what advantages playing Georgia the second week of the season can bring for you guys.
Yeah, offensively, we're going to be 100%. We're going to have full strength coming at them. With DJ down defensively, that obviously hurts us a little bit, but there's a lot of guys on defense that are ready to go, though, to step in for him. Having Bryson back is going to be huge from a leadership standpoint throughout the game. kind of going back, just keeping the defense composed and focusing on what they have to do.
Jake, as electric as the atmosphere is going to be on Saturday, you're a fiery guy already. Do you need to be conscious of staying calm and trying to not get too hyped up and too excited because everyone around you is so much so?
I think, yeah, you got to be conscious of it. I mean, you can't just, lose your mind out there. But I think one thing that can hinder you as well is when you start thinking about how to control yourself. I mean, you know what I mean? Just when you go overthink how to even do that, I think you're overthinking too much overall. So I just need to go out there and be myself, be who I am, and just play ball. And don't worry about, what's going on around me.
Jake, the SEC teams this past week put up a ton of points. Do you have you seen this progression over the last couple of years of offenses becoming more efficient, more effective here throughout the league?
Yeah, I think growing up, I always heard SEC, run the ball, have great defenses. But I think a lot of guys have been recruited by SEC schools and came and making statements that we're a league that obviously has great defenses, but a lot of offensive firepower as well. I think if you look at the guys on our team, Debo, Brian, Rico, Tassan, AJ. Everybody really. Ole Miss. LSU did really well on offense too. A lot of these guys. Just had a really good opening days.
Some of the other guys talk about don't flinch first and what that means for y'all this week. What's sort of your interpretation of that?
Yeah, just stay steady the whole game. Just don't back down from anything. Going in with the right mindset. Just stay consistent and just keep it going the whole game. And don't ever lay down to anything and just keep it going.
Jake, I know it's just one game and, not counting the Michigan game, but what did you take away from B-Mac and just the way that he was calling the game and being aggressive with you guys?
Yeah, just he has the most confidence in us. And I think that, really stems from how he runs practice. He demands perfection throughout practice. It's hard on us. We'll repeat a play and continue to repeat it until we get it right. And I think that's just shows how great of a coach he is and how much he wants out of us and just wants us to be the best we can be.
Anything else for Jay?